Hi, everybody. Welcome to our live broadcast. Most of you already know, but I am Amy B. Scher, author of How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can, and energy therapist. I help people to release emotional and physical symptoms by clearing their energy system. So today we are actually celebrating the reopening of my How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can online program. And we've been getting a lot of new students, a lot of questions from prospective students. And so what I wanted to do today was do a live energy clearing for everyone, whether you're enrolling or enrolled in the course or not, and also take some questions. I have a list of questions. People really wrote in a lot of questions. So I have a list of questions, and then you'll also be able to ask your questions here, and I'll answer them. So we're going to get started. The first thing that I wanted to talk about was that pretty much everybody I know has been having a really, really hard time lately. So you can comment in the box, and I should be able to see it, but I just want to hear if you've been having a hard time. Like, it seems like so many people are feeling anxious or really down or just struggling with relationships or whatever is going on in their life. So I wanted to speak to that for a minute and see if I could give any sort of insight or clarity on that, because I think when we're going through a really hard time, we kind of don't know what to do. Like, we want to feel better and we have that desire to find that calm place inside of ourselves, but it's really, really hard to do, right? And I've been going through a hard time myself. And what I remind myself, just like I remind all of my clients and online program students, is that, Anna says yes, is that hard times are really, really great opportunity to clear. Like, most of us don't go around in our daily life clearing stuck emotional energy because we're like, oh, everything's going good. Let's just like do our regular life, which is fine. But the times that I've made the biggest strides emotionally and physically in my life. Hi, Sarah. Yay. Thank you for commenting. Sarah's saying she's been feeling a lot of fear around her health. So the times that I've made the biggest strides and grown the most and evolved the most is when I've just gone through a really hard time. Because what that does is it actually triggers so much inside of us that it's really close to the surface, which is why it feels really uncomfortable. When emotions are suppressed, it feels mildly or moderately uncomfortable for a long period of time. This is kind of what I see in like what's labeled as chronic illness or anxiety or depression. But when it's close to the surface, it feels really, really, really bad because it's so intense and it's so close. But if we use it as an opportunity to clear what's there, hi, Allison, what happens is we can clear it and then feel better and then feel that relief or release. So what I want to remind you of today, hi, Kelly, is that when you're feeling really terrible, if you do something about it, if you use the tools from How to Heal Yourself When No One Else Can, the book or the online program, you can use that really crappy time or that really crappy feeling as a way to clear the energy that's being triggered. Does that make sense? Can I see some comments, some yeses, or can I feel some nods, some energetic nods? And when you use that as an opportunity, I always say another effing opportunity to clear, right? But that's what it is. My clients probably get sick of me saying that. But when something comes up, we have an opportunity to use that thing that's coming up to feel better. If we don't do anything about it and we don't move through it, then that can become a prolonged feeling or prolonged crisis feeling. Maddie says it makes sense. Elizabeth says it makes sense. Perfect. So what we're going to do today is work on clearing some energy. And then I have a lot of really great questions that people sent in about, a couple about the online program, a couple about just personal, like, what do I do in this situation? And I'm going to answer them as many as I can, because I think it's really helpful, even if it's not your question, to hear the answers to other people's questions, because then it triggers, oh, wait, that kind of resonates with me. Maybe I could try that for my, issue, or wait, maybe this is the right thing to try or do. So I'm hoping that will be helpful to you. So the first thing I think we're going to do is we're going to do chakra tapping. So for those of you who are in my online program, you know all about chakra tapping. If you've read my book, you know a little bit about chakra tapping. And basically the chakras are energy centers in your body that hold old stories, old energetic stories, things that happened in our childhood, things we believe about ourselves. And when those things start to come up and get stirred up but aren't cleared out, they can really impact our lives and the way we see our lives, the way we interact with other people, the way we are with ourselves, whether we're kind to ourselves or hard on ourselves. So we're going to do some chakra tapping to clear out any old or negative energy that's coming up. So I'm going to show you quickly how to do it. Then we're going to go through a live clearing for maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll do Q&As. I'll be answering the questions that people wrote in, and then I'll also be answering questions that you have, and all you have to do is type your question when I ask for questions, and I should be able to see your comment. I'm using a new program, so this is kind of an experiment, but I think we're doing good so far. Okay, so let me show you the points. So the first one that I use is the karate chop point. This is not a chakra point. There's no chakra here, but I start just the way we start with EFT, which is tapping on the karate chop point. So go ahead and just tap there to practice the point. And then the next one is on the top of the head, which is also an EFT point, but this is your crown chakra. Your crown chakra is linked to feeling connected to a higher source and feeling guided. A lot of times when we feel lost and scared, it's because our crown chakra has blocked energy and we're not connecting to that bigger part of the universe that says everything's going to be okay, or I'm guiding you. Okay, so that's your first tapping point. Your second one is in between your eyebrows at your third eye. And you can tap with like 2 fingers, all your fingers, doesn't matter to me. Your third eye chakra is all about intuition, clarity, how you see yourself, how you see the world, but a lot about vision and what you're envisioning or what you do see. So tap there gently. For those of you who are energetically sensitive, this one will probably be sensitive, which is fine. You can tap, but don't tap too hard. The next one is throat chakra, right here in the middle of your throat, at the front of your throat. Your throat chakra, the energy here, really governs your ability to speak up for yourself, be a voice for what you want, and also to hear your own inner voice. This isn't only about sticking up for yourself. It's about your voice in the world, but also your internal voice. When this chakra gets imbalanced, we see a lot of thyroid issues, which I used to have. We see an inability to listen to ourselves because this energy is kind of muddy and we're not sure what we're really saying inside. So that's an important one. The next one is in the heart space, heart chakra. Go ahead and tap right here, just sort of in the middle of your chest. And this one is all about self-love, relationships. Your heart is also a really, really huge energy for manifesting. So the way that manifesting works in part is that our energetic signals sort of go out into the world about what we desire. And it's very hard to draw something back if you have a wall where this energy or your intention can't penetrate and get through. It's also hard to draw things back when nothing can get into your heart. So this can show up as issues with relationships, also like a racing heart, anxiety. A lot of things can show up in the chest. So heart chakra, mostly linked to the heart, but also lungs and breast are here too, which are grief for lungs, self-care, nurturing for breast. So important chakra. The next one, and I'm going to have to do this, is right here. Can you see me? Right here under your sternum, and that is the solar plexus chakra. Go ahead and tap on the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra is all about empowerment, feeling empowered. If you feel helpless or scared or totally like you have no control over your life, then this one is for, I'll go back again. This one is for solar plexus chakra. Okay, I'm not going to do the rest of them on camera, but I'll explain them very well. The next one that you're going to be tapping is under your belly button, just directly under your belly button. That one is your second chakra. Your second chakra governs feelings. It also has to do with childhood-like joy or childlike joy. So when you're suppressing your feelings, the second chakra can get really, really imbalanced. And prevent you from being able to feel joy. I forgot to tell you, I just want to go up one more time back to the solar plexus chakra. The solar plexus chakra will really, really, if imbalanced, mess with your digestion. Most of your digestive system is in your solar plexus chakra. The rest of it is down in the second chakra that we're tapping on right now under the belly button, okay? And then also menstrual issues, for those of you who have menstrual issues, right? That second chakra is all about menstrual issues. Okay, the last one is your root chakra. Your root chakra goes around your sacrum and your hips. The way that I tap to clear energy for the root chakra is on the top of your thighs, okay? So on the top of your thighs, if you tap, you'll be getting that energy. And what you'll do is you'll just tap both the top of your thighs with your flat hands, like you're calling a puppy onto your lap, like, come on, puppy, come on, puppy. That's how you tap there. It's really easy. Okay, so we have all of the points, and the root chakra, I should go back, is linked to safety, security, and finances. This is the earliest childhood energy. This also will affect hips, legs, feet, anything sort of below that sacrum area. And if you feel insecure, if you feel unsafe, if you feel worried about finances, that can all affect the lower body really, really easily. This is where grounding comes in and is really important. And it's really important that you ground your energy, that you put your feet on the earth, or that you bring rocks in from outside, okay? So one person said they're having trouble hearing. Can you just leave a comment for me so I can make sure that you can hear me? Can you hear this broadcast? Can you just give me a yes or a no or whatever so I know I'm not talking to myself? Can you hear me? I don't see any comments coming through. Just wait just a second. Can you all hear me? Yay. Okay, perfect. Okay, so hopefully the person who can't hear me when I repost it later will be able to hear me. So yay, everybody can hear. Okay, good. Okay, so now we're going to do the actual clearing. Who's ready? Is everybody ready to hear, ready to clear, ready to hear and clear now that I know we can do both? So I'm going to go through it with you. The only thing that you have to do is follow along with me. It's going to be super easy, okay? And I don't know what each of you specifically are struggling with, but I am really, really intuitive. So when I work with people in my online program or work with clients, whatever comes up, I say. So I'm going to just include wording that will cover all of you, okay? And when I say something that might resonate with you, what happens as you're tapping is your subconscious mind is bringing up the energy that relates to you. And when we're tapping, we're clearing that energy out of the body. In essence, we're tapping it out of the body. For those of you who aren't super familiar with my techniques, my tapping techniques, I do want to reassure you that even if you're tapping on quote unquote the negative parts of how you feel, we're not going to tap it into your system at all, if that makes sense. So basically, I could have you tap all day long and say, I'm so afraid of puppies. I'm so afraid of puppies, or teddy bears. And you would never become afraid of puppies or teddy bears because we're not tapping anything into your system. Okay, so we are bringing up the energy that's already there that may feel negative, but it's just the reality. It's okay. Whatever's there is okay. And we're tapping to clear the chakra and tap it out of the system. Okay, so follow along with me on your karate chop point. We're going to make a couple of statements to let our body know what we're going to clear, and then we're going to tap through all the chakras. Okay. Even though, you repeat after me, I'm having such a hard time lately. It feels like everything is a mess. And I'm never going to come out of this. I choose to release this energy so I can feel better. Okay, good job. Keep tapping there. Even though everything's being triggered lately, it feels like I just can't get ahead. So many scary things happening. but I choose to release it so I can feel better. Okay, one more time there, then we're going to go tap through all the points. Even though I feel really out of control, and that scares me. I can release this fear and uncertainty so I can move forward. Okay, we're going to go through all the other points. All you have to do is follow along with me. If you're getting sleepy, you know you're probably clearing a lot of energy. You may yawn, get the chills, feel sleepy, get a little bit nauseous. That's just energy moving. If you don't feel anything at all, that's fine too. On the top of your head, this energy is really stuck in my body. And then we're going to go to the third eye. It's hard to see clearly. Throat chakra. I can't even figure out what to do for myself. Heart chakra. It feels like things just won't get better. I'm going to do solar plexus chakra right here. I'm really, really frustrated. And then under your belly button point, just tap under your belly button. I feel like all of the feelings I've had my whole life suddenly coming up. And tap on the top of your thighs like you're calling up a puppy onto your lap. I feel so unsafe. Oh, I need to yawn for all of you. On the top of your head, I don't even know what direction to go in. Third eye, I can't seem to see my way out of this. Throat chakra, so much old stuff is coming up. Heart chakra in the center of the chest. I have so much pain inside. Solar plexus chakra under the sternum. I feel really confused and out of control. And then belly button. It's really hard to feel happy. Top of the thighs. It's hard to feel safe. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to stop tapping just for a couple seconds. We're going to take a big deep breath. I like to shake off my hands, maybe like do this, wiggle a little bit. This is my energy wiggle dance. And just take a couple big deep breaths. We want to take a break in between tapping rounds always so that we can let the energy move. Energy work for some people is not instant. I'm not one of those instant feel better people. Sometimes it takes a few hours or a few days after I do energy work to feel better. So it really does take energy, time to move. Your energy field extends several feet from your body. And so that energy that we release is kind of working its way out of your field so that it's no longer part of your system. So just take some big deep breaths. Tell me how you're feeling. Comment. Do we have any people feeling some stuff move, either feeling much better already or maybe a little bit worse, just temporarily as that energy gets stirred up? Sometimes that can happen too, because why we're blocked in the first place is because we've suppressed old emotions or old energy. So when it gets stirred up, we may feel it really intensely for the first time in a long time. We see tears and yawns people have. Good. That's all a good sign of release. But it's only temporary. Sleepy, very tired, super common. So I have a lot of people that say to me, and I don't think I had this in the questions that I'm going to go over in a few minutes, but I have a lot of people say to me, well, I don't want to do energy work because I don't want to open a Pandora's box. Am I going to, bring up all these feelings that then I'm going to have to deal with? And I tell people, if you are experiencing illness or depression or anxiety or just or feeling detached or any of that, you're already feeling it all of the time. That's why you feel like that. But because it's suppressed, because you won't allow it up, it's affecting your body. Your whole body's holding that all of the time. So working on it, tapping or doing the other energy techniques, the sweep, thymus test and tap, all of the things that I teach in my book and my online program, those things will only help you move it out. You won't feel anything you've never felt before, because the reason you don't feel good is because you're already feeling it. But you're feeling it because it's suppressed and stuck in your body. So just allowing yourself to feel it enough, and sort of in a way where it's closer to the surface, will let you move it out so you don't feel it for the rest of your life. So I hope that makes sense. So some people are tired, overwhelmed. That's because all of this energy is moving. We're going to keep tapping, so we keep moving it out. And after we're done with this, you can always go back and listen to this over and over again, okay? So this is actually one of my favorite techniques, chakra tapping, because so much old stuff gets stuck in our chakras. That is where some of the oldest stuff gets stuck. And so when we're clearing it, we're really releasing deep stuff that could help us feel so much better. Okay, let's tap again. We're going to go through all the points maybe 2 more times, and then we're going to get into our Q&A because we have a lot of really good questions. Okay, we're not going to do the karate chop point. Again, we're just going to start at the top of the head. So all this old energy that's stuck in my system. Go ahead and repeat. And then third eye. It feels like it's always just swirling around. Throat chakra. But it's stuck in my body. Heart chakra. It is so stuck and it's making me feel terrible. Solar plexus chakra, which is right under your sternum. I feel so out of control. And then under your belly button. Like I'm going to be stuck with this forever. Top of the thighs. And there's so much going on in the world right now. Top of the head. That's making me feel unsafe. Third eye. I'm stuck in fear mode. Throat chakra. I can't seem to get out of it. Heart chakra. I can't seem to get out of it. Solar plexus chakra. I want to feel better so badly. And then under your belly button. But I get frozen in fear. Top of the thighs. All this fear stuck in my body. Let's go back to the top of your head. It can go now. Third eye. All of these emotions that have been triggered lately. Throat chakra. My body can release them now. Heart chakra. My body can release them now. Solar plexus chakra. I'm ready to feel empowered. Under your belly button, to let it all go. Top of the thighs, to feel safe and grounded. Okay. Another shake off. Let's do another shake off energy dance. Couple big deep breaths. Let that energy go. I'm sweating. That's one way that I can feel that my body's releasing energy. How are we feeling? Go ahead and tell me. And like I said, you can keep repeating this. It may take a little while for the, all the energy to clear, but this is a great thing to do is just tap through those points and talk about how you feel. Talk about what's coming up for you. Really good way to clear that chakra energy. And another tip is when you're feeling really helpless or disempowered, just tapping the solar plexus chakra, which governs feeling empowered and feeling in control of your own well-being, is really helpful. Sometimes I'll have clients just tap that for a few minutes at a time when they're feeling really overwhelmed. Okay, a lot of people say energy's moving better than the first time, and that's what happens as you keep tapping. So once in a while, I'll get an email from somebody saying, I've tried EFT and it doesn't work. And I'll say, how long did you tap? What were you tapping on? And they'll say, I tapped for 2 rounds. And I say, oh, I wish 2 rounds was enough, but it's not. It's usually not. You can feel a shift in 2 rounds, but you can't say it doesn't work if you've only tapped a few minutes. So sometimes I'll tap for 15 minutes or whatever, and then I'll come back a little later and do it again. I have clients who will tap for an hour at a time, whatever works for you, but you just need to know that dense energy that's been stuck for a long time, it may take a little bit of time to move. Someone says, can you tap multiple times a day? Yes, I tap all day. You don't want to be tapping for 4 hours a day, but you can tap multiple times a day, and it's a really, really good practice. Okay, so now you know a little bit about the chakras. You know how to do chakra tapping, which is super easy. It's just talk about the stuck energy and tap at the same time so that it clears. We're going to move on to the Q&A. So I have a bunch of questions. I'll also see some appear on the screen. And somebody says it's a thigh area, new area. That's root chakra. I went over that in the very beginning. I couldn't show my thighs, but thighs, when you tap on the top of your thighs, will clear energy in your root chakra, your first chakra. Okay, so if I don't get to all of your questions, just know I will go back after this video and continue to answer questions in the comment section. So I'll get as many as I can now. And then if I don't get it, then I'll go back and do it later so you can watch over the next day or so. Okay, so here, someone's asking me, how do we tap about specific traumatic events where there's total mental recall but complete emotional shutdown? Okay, so they're probably talking about emotional freedom technique, which I use a lot to clear past experiences. Yes, Anna, tears are a sign of energy moving. So when we use the emotional freedom technique or chakra tapping to clear it or whatever, if you remember the experience, but you're blocked off emotionally, it's probably just so suppressed that you're not having an emotional reaction. So what I would say, and what I do with clients, is to continue tapping, because as you clear some of the energy, usually the emotion will eventually come up. So that's a really important thing to do, is just keep tapping. If you don't feel a certain way, or you don't have feelings about the thing you're upset about, just guess, just imagine, or imagine how you felt at the time or how you feel now. And a lot of times talking about that and tapping will actually help the energy come up. Okay, when people are mean to me and say negative things about me, I literally feel physical pain and it exhausts me. I'm a sensitive and intuitive person, but I would definitely appreciate any help in learning how to stop absorbing this pain. Okay, so I am a sensitive person, an energetically sensitive person, but I was so sensitive to the point that this happened to me too. I felt physical pain. I felt panic when somebody was upset with me or somebody gave me their opinion. And basically what happens there is that a few things. 1, you're taking on their energy. 2, you may have specific beliefs, harmful beliefs about what their opinion or their words actually mean in your life. So let me give you an example. If somebody makes a comment about, your work or your business, that's what this person's talking about. It may be that you have a belief that what other people believe or say about you is more important than what you believe about yourself. So that's a specific belief that I would clear using the sweep or EFT or another one of my techniques. So beliefs about what it means when somebody says something about you that you don't like. So that's one of them that I can think of off the top of my head. Another thing is the more energy you clear in yourself and the more you become grounded, you've cleared your own stuff, the less sensitive you'll be. That is by far the best thing I can recommend for sensitive people is to work on your own energy system, clear your own traumas, your own beliefs, your own stuck emotions. And that will create a situation where your body, your energy system, your core is really strong and stable. It makes it harder for somebody else to come in and kind of knock you off. So that's what I did to really be most protective of my energy system. There are other things you can do, like imagining yourself in white light. I also like, there's a couple of energy exercises by Donna Eden called the Zip Up and the Hook Up that are very helpful. You can look those up on her website. Very, very helpful for just helping your energy stay together. But ultimately, to heal that sensitivity, it's healing your own stuff so that you're not so triggered. Okay, so another question. I am struggling with severe anxiety and I constantly shake on the inside. Do you know of anything I could do? Okay, so this is nervous system. This is fight, flight, or freeze all the way. And in my book, there's a chapter on it. In my online program, there's actually 2 entire lessons on it. One of them where I go through my entire routine that you can do daily to retrain your body into calming down. So really, really, thank you, Kelly. The Donna Eden exercises are on YouTube. Very helpful. Thanks, Kelly. So nervous system and fight, flight, or freeze, that needs to be retrained. Again, in my book, there's a chapter on it in the online course, which, by the way, is www.howtohealyourselfcourse.com. You can find out information there. There's 2 whole lessons on it, and they're long. And the reason is because it's so important for emotional and physical healing to retrain that fight, flight, or freeze response. And so there's easy exercises you can do, but then also to go into your body and use my approach to clear the old experiences and the beliefs that put you in fight, flight, or freeze in the first place. So it's a retraining process. It can be done, and it's a huge part of health. One thing that you can do is tap your thymus gland, which is about 1 inch. If you find the notch on your neck and you go about 1 inch below, and you can kind of go anywhere in this area, but if you tap on your thymus gland, that's really good for clearing anxiety and calming the body. Again, I have a lot more exercises in my online program, but here's a quick one that can really help you. And you just do it every time you feel like you're freaking out and probably in between. Okay, so this one is saying, this one's actually about the online program. So this one's saying, how long does the program take to complete, and is there homework? Okay, so the online program is basically 10 audio and visual video lessons. So you'll see me just like you see me now. You'll also be able to download just the audio, download just the video, or download just the, there's a lot of different ways to do it, but basically you can see audio and video, or you can separate them. Dawn says the online program is life-changing. Thank you, Dawn. That's how I built it. That was my intention, so I'm so glad it came through. So the audio and video lessons, there are 10 of them. I suggest that people try to do about 1 a week, but if that's too much, do less. If that's too slow, do more. I mean, it's all there as soon as you enroll and log in. It's all there for you. So you can do it all. You can Netflix it and binge it, or you can do it much more slowly. But there's no time limit. Once you log in, it's all yours. And then we're about to start the energy, the live Q&A and energy clearing calls. There are going to be 10 of those that go along each week. There's an energy healing library where you'll have access to 48 different quick clearing sessions, just like we did today. They're all audio though, so you could do them in the car when you're sitting somewhere. You can do them anytime. There's also access to me if you want to book private sessions. So there's a lot of things in there, but basically you can do it over your own, at your own pace. That's how I made it, so that everybody can do it at their own pace. I tell people who feel like they can't watch a lot of video or listen to a lot of audio because of sensitivity, even if you just did 10 minutes a few times a week, you don't have to start one module or one video lesson and go all the way through. You can do 10 minutes and then the next day do 10 more minutes so that you don't get overwhelmed. And is there homework? There is no mandatory homework, but after each audio and video lesson, I do offer a suggested homework activity so that you really can know in your real life how to apply what you just learned to help you clear and help you heal. So Ingrid, so many incredible resources in the online program. Thank you. So yeah, it's all go at your own pace. It's super no stress. All my work is about no stress. We have a private Facebook group that I'm in all the time. And I have to say the members in there are just amazing, and we all help each other with ideas on how to clear and what to do and where to go if we're getting stuck. So anyway, it's all go at your own pace. It's all there as soon as you enroll. If you do want to do it, hi Julia, and it will all be there 10 years from now when you log in, if that's when you get to it all. Okay, so I know everyone heals at their own pace. This is the next question, but how long did it take you to heal and know you were 100% better? I feel like I have so many layers and it's going to take me forever to heal. Let's see. Was it gradual as you release blocks? Did you notice big physical improvements or more baby gradual improvements? Also, did you use supplements along with the energy work? Hi, Cindy Rose. Okay, this is such a good question. Yes, everybody heals at their own pace. I so wish that I could tell people how long it would take them to heal, but I would be super magic. And I can't do that, unfortunately. I do have a lot of magic abilities, but that's not one of them. So it took me, I would say, like a good year of doing the energy work consistently to feel a really good shift. I don't remember when I ever knew like I was 100% better, but I feel like in the first couple of months that I was doing the energy work, I felt like sturdier and healthier. And even though like I still had physical symptoms, I felt a shift. And that's what I hear from most people. Like something's changing. I feel a little happier. I feel like I feel more relaxed. And so that usually happens before the physical symptoms shift. As far as the physical symptoms, it was totally like baby steps. And you're right, there's layers. There's totally layers. But the awesome thing is doing even one little mini energy clearing session on yourself can shift something major. As far as how long it takes people, one thing I can say, because I have a private practice where I see people one-on-one, and then I have my online program, is that people who see me regularly but do nothing in between shift much slower than people who have never seen me one-on-one and are like, say, in my online program and do a few minutes of energy work a day. That by far, people feel better faster when they're doing their own work. There's a couple of reasons. One is because the energy system needs to be repatterned in order to have a healthy flow when you've been so blocked. So doing a little bit a day really helps instigate that new pattern and just keep you moving. The second thing is that doing work on your own actually calms the fight, flight, or freeze response, because part of what instigates or triggers the fight, flight, or freeze response is feeling helpless. And for those of you who have to run to your doctor or practitioner every time you don't feel good, you know that feeling. And I remember that feeling. So when you're in an online program and you have something to do, and if you don't feel good, you can go in and do, an energy clearing session that's guided by me that's already there, or that you can use this technique, or watch this video lesson again, or do this piece of homework. That is actually relaxing and healing to your system because it takes you out of helplessness mode, and your immune system and nervous system can really come up in that way. And then the last part of that question was, did I do supplements? I did not do supplements while I was doing energy work, but it was only because I had already done every supplement and every medical treatment. So I knew that wasn't the answer for me. I am not against supplements at all. I say take all the best of all the worlds and do them all together. Don't go crazy. Don't put 100% in each, for just one of them. But I have clients that are on a few supplements. I mean, I'm not a big fan of like taking 50 supplements a day and all of that. And that's for another session we'll do. But whatever works. I didn't take supplements because I had already taken supplements and they didn't seem to do anything for me. So I knew that wasn't my answer. Okay. I'm struggling with what to deal with first. Is there a specific order to work on things? There's not. I mean, there's not a specific order. In my online program, I teach a lot about just kind of going with what comes up and your intuition. And there's not a specific order. The body releases and guides you in what order it thinks is best, but you can't go wrong. You know, what I would say if you have all kinds of different things. I mean, one is if you learn muscle testing or pendulum testing. I teach pendulum testing in the online program for the people who haven't perfected muscle testing yet. But I also teach the muscle testing in the online program. But really learning muscle testing and pendulum testing is good for helping guide you as to what your body needs to clear first. But if you don't use that or don't know that, you just kind of work on a little bit of each of the things at a time to try to bring your levels of stress down. And it's not like I have to clear this and then do this and this. There's no order. I tried that in the beginning. I thought like, I'm going to have this map, and you just work on a little bit of everything. I always say that it's kind of like cooking. When you're cooking like a 3-course meal, you don't like make the rice and then put it aside and then make the chicken and then put it aside. You're kind of doing like a little bit of everything at once. Muscle testing. I forgot about this question. Do I need to take a separate course if I do the online program? No. There's so much stuff put into the muscle testing module in the online program because people have a really hard time. So I teach tons of different muscle testing techniques. In the book, I show 2, I believe. But in the online program, I show a lot because it really takes finding the right one for you. I also do have a pendulum class, which for a lot of people who don't get muscle testing, pendulum testing can be easier for them, and it does the exact same thing. So you definitely don't need to take a separate program for muscle testing or pendulum testing. That's part of my program. And then I show you how to use it to identify and clear blocks. If you don't get it, or it takes you a little bit longer to get the hang of it, I also make sure that in every lesson I teach you how to clear without, like, I assume nobody knows muscle testing, even though I've just taught it. That way you can go through the entire online program anyway. So it's in there, but if you don't get it, or it doesn't feel good to you or whatever, you don't need it. Dawn says the pendulum video is the best. I love that. And Dawn actually made me the most gorgeous pendulum, which I use all the time. So I'm a big fan of pendulum. Before I could learn to muscle test, because it took me a really long time, I used a pendulum. So that worked for me when muscle testing didn't. So it just depends. Okay. So I see Kelly giving my life story. Thank you, Kelly. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I love you. Okay, so let's see. I had some questions on here, and then I have a couple more. So one of them was asking about dealing with the loss of a pet. I would deal with that the same way that I would deal with the loss of a person, because I know it's just as hard, right? So using EFT or chakra tapping and just talking about how that feels and what you miss and anything that comes up for you, and tapping at the same time is a great way to release that. Also using the heart chakra tapping point, really important, because remember, grief is held in the lungs and chest area. So tapping as you feel that grief and sadness can be really, really helpful. Okay, we have a couple more. If I take your online program, will I be able to ask questions, and will I have access to you? So yes, we have the private Facebook group where we're all talking all of the time. We post and answer each other's questions. I also do, we'll jump in there and do live videos when I can, and then I'll put them in the online program dashboard so that if you don't have Facebook for some reason, you still get the benefit of the videos that I do in there. You can also, all of my online course or online program students have priority access to booking my powwow sessions. And I saw Sarah before made a comment about how much she loved the powwow session. So that's where we meet for 20 minutes on the phone. And what we do is I use my intuition and my expertise to help you figure out what specific blocks need to be cleared and how to do them. And then you go off and do them basically as homework. So we don't sit on the phone and do them together, but what you do is you get from me exactly like a list. You'll get a homework list. In 20 minutes, you'll get a lot, but you can take as long as you need to do it, what to clear and how to clear it. So you're like, okay, I know the tools already because I learned them in the course. And then I'm going to just take what I already know and Amy's instructions, and I'm going to go and clear these things and check them off my list so I can feel better. And just because I've been doing it so long, I tend to be able to pick up really quickly on, like, if you're having digestive issues, it might be linked to this age, and this is what I would clear, and this is how I would do it. So it's very specific instructions. I do have a very long waiting list for one-on-one sessions. So being in the online program is a way to get access to me quickly. And I give all of my online program students priority access, which means I can usually get you in a couple of weeks, like try for 1 week, but usually 2 weeks, as opposed to months and months on my waiting list. So I think I got most of the questions. I know I was going to try to keep this kind of short. I was going to try to keep it to 30 minutes, and anybody who knows me, all my students know I can never keep anything short. So what I'm going to do is over today and tomorrow, I'll jump on, I'll see what questions I missed, because the way they pop up on the screen, I can't see the whole question all of the time. So the ones that I miss, I will get to you. I will answer it, but I'll be typing in the comments. Okay. Oh, Dean. Okay, this is a good question. I'm so silly. How do you buy the online program? Okay, so the way you enroll, thank goodness for all of you lovely people who remind me to tell you the most important things. Thank you so much. So you go to www.howtohealyourselfcourse.com. And there's 3 different options. There's payment plans for each of the options, if that helps you, if you need them. And you just pick the options that's right for you. I actually there's a video on that page where I do a sneak peek so you can see behind the scenes, which I've never done before, but it was super cool. And enrollment is open only for a few more days, because what I like to do is open the enrollment, allow whatever students to come in that are going to come in, and then just make sure that I have enough time to sort of acclimate everybody, make sure I'm answering everybody's questions in the private Facebook group. And then so the course will be closed, the online program will be closed. I opened it last year for about 10 days and then right now for about 10 days. So I think probably won't be open maybe till next year again. So Kelly put it up there. It's How to Heal Yourself. Kelly, it's How to Heal Yourself course.com. If you could do that, that would be amazing. So you go there. You can also get it from my website, amybscher.com. I will also put this up as soon as I stop talking and using my hands for that. You can get it from my main website. What else do I need to tell you? I also have a YouTube channel if you want more free videos. You can do that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Did I miss anything? Did we do good? Was that fun? That was so fun. I love talking to all of you. So thank you for joining me in this celebration of the reopening of my online program. I've added so much since, thank you, Kelly. I've added so much since I first opened the program, because I asked the first semester students for feedback, and as they gave me feedback for what they wanted, what I did was I added that to the program. So now all of you coming in the second semester are going to get the benefit of my beautiful first semester students helping me really make this online program into what you all want and what will help you heal the fastest and with the most ease and grace. So thank you for joining me today. I will continue answering questions, and I hope you all have the most beautiful Sunday. Bye.